How's it going, everybody? Next part to get down on this 5.3 breakdown. Rusty's garage. Okay, what we just did was we just pulled this rear cover off. Not too complicated. Here it is on the ground. Bolts are right there. All 10 millimeter. Very, very easy to come off. Back cover shows the crank, and down there's your cam, back of the cam of your camshaft. So I just took a 10 millimeter bolt out of here, and that's the crank sensor. So we're gonna try to get that out without breaking it. And there how it works. You see it right here, right there. I'll try to get that out. And the crank sensor, there it goes, runs off the reluctor wheel, which is right here. And that is a 24 tooth reluctor wheel. Okay, here we go. And there's the crank sensor. That is out. Okay, so back plate is off. Crank sensor is out. There's a hole right in there. I wish the lighting was better. But we are in my basement. I'm a little busy in the shop. So this is a future project I'm trying to squeeze in. So I figured for all the people that never done one of these 5.3 liter breakdown, that I try to give them as much help as possible when making this. So what we're going to do next is we're going to start loosening the rods, the caps, start loosening these all up. That would be our next step. Pop them out. Then we'll mess with our mains. This right here is a 15 millimeter. This right here is a 13 millimeter. And then on the sides here, on the sides right there, you see those? Those are 10 millimeter. Those are 10 millimeter bolts. 6 bolts. One here, 4 up top, and another one on this side. 6 bolt main. LS. So we're going to loosen all these up. Get these off the crank. And then we'll loosen our mains. Then we'll pop these out. And then we'll move on from there. So, let's get started. Alright, let's get to taking these caps. Let's see how many we can get here. This is 12 millimeter, by the way, guys. Fell. No biggie. There goes another. Okay, let's see what we can get off here. Okay, we have the one guy that fell. Here's the other guy. And there goes our bearings. There goes our bearings. We're going to lay them out right there. Okay. Bearing. Cap. Okay, who else did we get here? We got this guy. Set that there. Let's try to get the bearing. Sorry for bouncing around. Oh, this one's a little... Oh, there we go. There we go. And there's another one. At the bearing. All right. Let me just grab a rag. Then we're going to crank her over. Let's see. Who else can we get off? Oh, we have one that fell. We have one that fell. I forgot to grab it. No, I didn't. Sorry. Okay. Let's get this guy off. Okay. Let me just situate this crank so I can get more caps off. And we'll keep it moving. Okay, guys. The ones we just loosened up. As you can see, we slid the pistons right out. Once you loosen these up, the piston will slide right out. In most cases. So we have two. Grab a light. We have two out on this side, two out on that side right now. Okay, now we're going to tackle this one, and I'm going to go through the whole procedure. All right. Let's grab the gun. Okay. That's loosened up. Okay. That's loosened up. We take the cap and the bearing off of it. Okay. Cap and the bearing. Okay. Now, there's the other half. One hole and one hole. So what we're going to do is push down. We just push down. And here she comes. Okay. I have it low enough there now. And now here it is right here, guys. Let me set some light up. Okay, there we go. I loosened it up in there. Give it a little jiggle. And there's your other end with the bolts. Right there. There you go. Another one bites the dust. All right. So I can grab this one right here. So let's do that. You know what? Let's go down the line. Let's crank this over until this guy comes to the top. Right there. Sorry. Just dropped that ratchet for the crank bolt. This is the oily part, so everything is slippery. Let's do the cap. One more thread. Okay, there's the cap and the bearing. Okay. Now we're going to take this end and we're going to push down on it. Okay, she just dropped down there. You can see. See that? Okay, she's not down enough where I can get it. All right, let's go to the other side. And let's go through the same process. There it is. I'm going to grab it. And voila. There is our rod and piston. Okay, let's crank this over till one comes up to the top like that. Let's loosen the cap. Okay. Cap and bearing. Okay, she's dropped already. Okay, we're gonna push down. Oh, and she slid right out. Look at that, guys. I didn't even have to wiggle it a little bit. And there goes that side. Okay, we're right where we need to be to take this last cap off. Okay, 12mm bolts, everyone. Okay, bearing came off in it. That's our last guy right there. Okay, let's push down. And there she goes. Ready? Give it a little wiggle. And voila. There's our fourth on that side. Alright guys, now we're going to loosen this 15mm here. The 13mm, the 2 10s on each side, and we're gonna get the crank, these journals, mains out, and then the caps, and then we'll slide this crank out, and then we'll flip it over, and I left one side of the cam is still in it, and I left one side of the lifters and lifter trays, so I could show everybody how that works out. All right, off to the next step. All right, guys, we have the bolts loose. Mentioned the measurements already. You just gotta loosen the 10s. And then, once we loosen the 10s, what we usually like to do is give these a whack side to side with a dead blow. Loosen them up so they can easily slide out. But we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna hit the 10 millimeters now and loosen those up. All the tops are loose. All right, let's hit the sides. All right. What I usually like to do is, of course, loosen all the bolts. And then I put this in here. See that? And boom. Prise it right up. See that? Look at that. See, we're way off the crank now. And let's see if we can get this guy out. All right. And there it is, number 1. There it is, guys. Number 1 is off. And now we're gonna lay these out the way they should be. See that? I'm gonna lay them all out on there. Nice in a row. So there's number 1. Now, see? I'm gonna put this in here. Wiggle each side. Okay. Oh, let me just grab a socket because we're a little tight there. Alright, 1 second, guys. I just had to. Okay, here we go. I had a few threads left on this one bolt. That's loose, that's loose, that's loose, and now that's loose. Okay, let's see if we can get it off. All right, there it is. Number 2 off. Let's keep them facing the way they are. All right, let's continue down the path here. Still got some threads on here, so I want to make sure these are all off. Okay. Okay, here's the next one. Number 3. The crank's almost out. And moving on down. Sorry for the movement of the camera, but you know how it is, man. Working, trying to hold the camera. I'm gonna get a tripod. It'll help. Oh, you gotta keep moving that too, but hey, whatever. Okay, this one sat back in. So we're gonna pop it back out. Okay. Let's keep that in there so we can grab it. Okay. Number 4. Alright. One more to go. One more to go. We have some bolts that are a little still snug here. Sorry. Alright, we need that 13 again. One is a little snug on us. Alright. We are all loose, and let's see what we can do here. Okay, we got the one side. Oh, what is this bolt stuck again? No, it's not. Oh, maybe it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Okay. And number 5 is out. Okay, guys. Okay, crank is all loose, ready to come out. So let me jiggle this around a little bit. Let's see if we can get her out. Alright guys, I just lifted the crank out. There we go. There's our crank. Crank is out. Now we're going to flip this thing over. We're going to take this cam plate off right here, these 10mm bolts. We'll pop that off, and then we'll pull our cam out. And also the lifters. I left one side so everybody can see. But the breakdown is coming along very well, I gotta say. So let me spin this and we'll get back to it. Alright guys, I flipped the motor over. Now we're gonna take this cam plate off. There's one. 2 and 3. Okay. There it is. Here's our plate. Let me put that with the front timing cover and these 4 bolts. I'm sorry for the camera movement once again. And here's my 4 bolts. I like to keep stuff together. Alright, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a screwdriver. We're gonna slide it in this cam here. And we're gonna try to get this cam out. Okay. Let's unwork working this cam out. Okay, cam slid out pretty good. A little screwdriver at the end of that. That's what helped me get it started to come out. Now I'm just gonna grab it because we're way at the end here. Right here in the center with a rag. Get out of your light. Do a little wiggling, and there you go. There goes the screwdriver, and the cam is out. Backside and front side. Pistons and all the mains, caps, bearings. All right, what I wanted to show you guys when I said I'll flip it over is these trays. These are 10mm bolts. Let's put one bolt down right there. Okay, let's put this tool down. Take this bolt out. Now, these should pop right out. The other side slid right out, so I saved two just to show everybody. Grab it from the center here. You give it a little wiggle. There you go. And inside, let me grab a light. I will show you let me put that one with that. The lifters inside. You see them? And there'll be another 4 under here. Let me pop this one out. With that rag. Where is that rag? Excuse me, guys. Let me put this bolt with this thing. It's in my hand. I don't want to lose it. Like I said, I like to bag and tag all my stuff, which I will be doing. You have to. This way you know what's going on. Let's get this last tray out, and there she goes. The last tray is out. Let's put this last tray set up with the bolt. Right here with the others. All stacked. Ready to be cleaned. Okay, now what we have here is pop those lifters out, which you can't see anymore. We have an oil pressure switch right here. Then we have a cam sensor switch back here. 10mm bolt and a regular open end wrench, crescent, whatever you got, to take the oil pressure switch off, and the cam sensor. And that's how Rusty's Garage breaks down motors. See that? Now, in part 1, I said everybody has their own methods. But, as you can see, we took this thing apart all together, and it came out nice and smooth, right? With my method. No issues. I'm going to pull these lifters out, and there's your total breakdown. You got some bearings and stuff on the bottom. We have our dowel pins. We want to pop these out because, you know, eventually this is going to the machinist, and we're still talking to the customer of boring it, stroking it, or going back, numbers matching OEM with better products in it. But Rusty's Garage, 5.3 liter LS breakdown, last part, all complete. That's how we do it here, folks. Rusty's Garage, Eastern Pennsylvania. All performance needs. Reach out to us from email. We check the emails. We'll call the customer and we'll talk through the project and then sit down and move on from there. Rusty's Garage, all performance needs. When in doubt, throttle out.